So yeah, you get your onion all clean, red onion, pretty strong. We're gonna go ahead and get that in the pot, y'all. All right, y'all. So what I already got in the pot right now for the base of the broth, because I mean, truly, whatever you boil anything with is gonna taste that way. So what I got in here is some whole chicken, the chicken drumsticks, got them from HEB. Then I got some Elgin sausage. And what I do is I take them and I cut them in the middle. And the indication that they've released all the juices is they'll be burst open in the middle and all the juices will be ran out into the pot. As you can kind of see, the oil is not mixing with the water, it's kind of staying on top. That's perfect. All right, now I'm gonna take all of these and I'm gonna throw them in the pot whole, just like this. Boom. Get all my garlic, get my jalapeno, get my serrano. Now, if you're gonna do this in a bigger amount, for like, you know, a family gathering or an outing, you may want to go ahead and double up on this, but you know, this pot isn't too big. Got it from Walmart, it's 30 bucks. You're gonna let that come to a simmer because you want the flavor from the onion, the serrano, and the jalapeno to all mix up. But just a glimpse of what I'm gonna be using as kind of like my base. Keep in mind that this is for anybody that follows a pescatarian diet or, you know, strictly seafood. This is a really good way to infuse your food and still give it flavor without, you know, eating the chicken or the sausage. That's specifically just only for flavoring. I'm pescatarian myself, so I will not be eating the chicken or the sausage. I'll be taking it out whenever it's pretty much ran its course. Another key ingredient in this is bacon grease. And you know, every time we cook bacon for the kids or whatever, you just get a jar, a mason jar, put it in there. But according to how much flavor I need, that's how much I add. So mixing, you know, the chicken, the sausage, and the bacon ultimately gives it one unique flavor. And I'm telling you, if you've ever had snow crab or lobster and you ate it and it just still kind of had that weird taste to it, you won't be able to taste anything but what you're cooking it with. I was going to use this stuff, but I'm going to toss it out because I'm using regular chicken. I was going to use this stuff, but I'm going to toss it out because I'm using regular garlic. I was going to use this stuff, but I'm not because I'm using a whole onion. So here's the thing, guys. You need to make sure you're using raw ingredients, because with raw ingredients, you don't have to worry about adding, you know, any lemon juice or lime juice or orange juice. I mean, add that if you want to. You don't even have to use any crab oil because this will knock out all that nasty flavor you're trying to get out. Because let's be honest, y'all, seafood don't always taste that good, but it's good for you. And you know, this is just another good way to enjoy it. And again, it goes for anybody that's following, you know, any kind of specialty diet that involves not eating certain meats, you know. Perfect way to infuse them. You can get a sheet cloth. You can get a cheesecloth. It really doesn't matter. And you can stuff everything in there and hang it on the side of the pot and let it all boil and get all those juices out. And then you can just take everything and dump it out and dispose of it however you want to. Another key ingredient in this is a dash of that. Or rather, you know, maybe a cup. But we'll get to that later. Guys, we got to stop using this crap. You know, really doesn't do the job. It doesn't give you that savory flavor on what you're really supposed to expect. So guys, we definitely got to stop using this crap because it's not authentic. You also want to just kind of watch your water level. Make sure it doesn't go below half, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a concentration of flavor. And then once you get a concentration of flavor, you're going to rise this level of water about a quarter of what it is from where it is right now already. So you go ahead and just give that a little stir. Now, you know, if you're going to do a crab boil, it's not just, you know, throwing a bunch of things in there. It's really just getting that perfect timing out of it to know when all of those meats will release those flavors, when all of the raw ingredients that you use will release its flavors off into the water or off into the roux, as you would say you're boiling your crab or your lobster or your shrimp in. Another key thing is to, whenever you get done boiling it, to let it sit for at least 15 minutes, so that way it cools and it draws in all that flavor and into the shell of whatever you're going to be eating. Because crab has a shell, lobster has a shell, shrimp has a shell. And in order for the grease from the meats to pull into the seafood, you want them to at least cool down, so that way it infuses. So always give your roux a taste. Make sure that it tastes good, because whatever it tastes like now is what it's going to taste like whenever you go to give it a taste, whenever you're eating your crab or your lobster. So I don't have any raw black pepper, but what I am going to use is some ground black pepper and some more things to season this. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste, see what it tastes like. It tastes really good. It tastes like chicken and sausage and onion and jalapeno and serrano and garlic. Tastes like everything I put in this pot. Tastes amazing. Stay tuned, guys. Also tastes like a little bit of bacon grease, because I added some in there. It's got that really good flavor in there. So black pepper and paprika is what I'm gonna add to this. Just pour a fair amount in there. Just be generous. Keep in mind, guys, for the size of the pot will be the amount of ingredients that you need. Get that paprika in there. And all the paprika does is it helps to hold the flavor and bring everything together. That's why you always see it on top of deviled eggs, because the taste of them at the beginning is kind of like, ugh. So it holds all that flavor together. Also, these are medium-sized snow crab puffs from HEB. Pretty nice size there. Gonna go and give that a little stir. Get everything mixed up in there. Gonna give that another taste, see what it tastes like, guys. Gotta make sure it tastes good. Tastes pretty good, but I need to add just a little bit of bacon grease. So I'm gonna get my trusty spoon, grab like maybe a corner of that. I'm gonna put that in here. Gonna stir that up. Guys, oh my God, this smells great. Like, if you can just smell the way this smells right now, you can just imagine the way your food is gonna taste when you go to taste it. If you've been to any restaurant and you've ever eaten snow crab or Dungeness crab or any just kind of crab or whatever, and you're just like, God dang, dude, this stuff tastes fishy. None of that here. None of that. This will have you hawking your plate. It'll have you looking at the next person like, hey man, you're not getting any of this. We'll go ahead and take this top, put it on this pot, and let this simmer for a minute. All right, guys, this has been simmering for about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and open it and see what you like. Smells even more flavorful than what it did to begin with. So now we're gonna go ahead and talk and add that secret ingredient that we talked about, y'all. You can get it at any local grocery store. But seriously, guys, this will balance out the flavor of whatever you're cooking. Go ahead and just pour a fair amount in there. Give that a nice stir. Kind of give it a smell. Use your nose as well. Oh my God, that smells great. Like, I can eat that without even the snow crab or the lobster tails in there. And really, guys, all I'm looking for is just the flavor. That's all. I'm not gonna eat any of the sausage. I'm not gonna eat any of this chicken. Maybe my kids will, but I'm not. But seriously, guys, this flavor is amazing. And keep in mind, we're not adding any lemons, any limes, any artificial crab oil. We're making this stuff ourselves. This is make you slap somebody, kill somebody, hurt somebody. No, I'm just playing, guys. Seriously, man, this stuff is great. Now, with any crab oil, you would use these red potatoes. You would have some corn. You'd also have some shrimp. But, what I'm doing is I'm just filming what I'm cooking for myself to eat, right now. I can do this any day. But I'm definitely going to do a bigger pot tomorrow. I've got some friends that are dying to taste this recipe again. He told me that ever since he's eaten this crab, all the other places that he's gone to get crab from, which I'm not going to speak of, he said that he just can't get the taste of what I cooked out of his mind. So I'm going to go ahead and whip it up for him. We're really good friends. But yeah, guys, you want to use this stuff in a regular crab boil. You also want to get fresh corn. Don't ever use frozen corn because it tastes like crap, and whenever you boil it, it just gets mushy. Fresh corn stays hard, it stays crisp. It has a really nice L when you bite into it. You know, it's got that crisp L to it whenever you bite into that corn. And of course, you know, the shrimp too. You know, that always goes good. But just keep in mind that everything that you season this with will taste exactly what it's supposed to. Hey, call it what you want, but this is also one more thing that you need. You know, a lot of people make their own butter sauce, and of course they dip their crab into it. But on this end, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a stick and we're gonna put it into the pot. Now, I normally use this out of a tub, but this is what I have for right now. I gotta go grocery shopping today, and we're gonna make this work. So a whole stick, y'all. Don't cheat yourself. Now, depending on how much you like, how much buttery flavor you like, you can add more than a stick. But you know, I'm just trying to keep, you know, everything at a bare minimum, but still get that maximum flavor. But honestly, if you use a lot more butter than what I'm using, oh God, it'll taste even better. But still, it'll just taste more buttery. You know, a lot of people like that buttery flavor. All right, y'all, going in. Ooh, drop that in there. Oh, kind of burned myself on my leg, man. Got some juice on there, but it's all right. Go ahead and give that a turn or two or three or four. If you can just smell the amount of flavors this is giving off, guys, it is incredible. Dude, this stuff smells amazing. I'm gonna put that top back on there and let that boil. Now, another thing I want to talk about whenever doing a boil, you need to make sure that you get your timing down for your ingredients. Always, if you're gonna do this method, make sure you take your heavier meats and you make sure you boil the crap out of them, because you want those things to be so tender that they fall apart. And also, after you boil your meat, you want to start your potatoes, because you know potatoes, you know, second to none, takes a long time to cook. So you take those red potatoes and you put them in a pot. You let them boil for about 15 minutes. Shortly after your potatoes boil, you want to take your crab and you want to put your crab inside of your roux or your juice or whatever you call it, and let that boil for another 15 minutes. And then you want to take your corn and you want to add that in. We're already at 30 minutes, guys. You want to add that in, let that simmer for 10 minutes, and then take your shrimp and add that in 5 minutes. So altogether, that's 45 minutes, right? You let that stuff boil, turn the pot off at 45 minutes, because you know shrimp really doesn't take a lot to cook. You know, a lot of shrimp is already cooked, but if you happen to get raw shrimp, it still cooks really fast. It'll just cook from the heat from the pot. Take that, let it sit in there for about 15 minutes after you boil it. Let it cool down, and voila, you got some great stuff. All right, guys, we got that boiling, got all of our ingredients in there set. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give this a good stir. Now keep in mind, as you're boiling this, the water level is going to get lower because it's boiling, and it's gonna be letting some steam off into the air, which is gonna result in a lower water level. So while your mix is still boiling hot, you wanna take your snow crab and put it into the pot. 1 cluster, 2 cluster, 3 clusters, and 4. Probably all I'm gonna get in there for now, especially with everything floating around the bottom. Then I'm gonna grab one of my wife's knives and open this up. Guys, just make sure and tell her that I'm not using this if she asks. I did not use this. I'm only gonna do one for right now. I'm gonna take this and put it in the pot. Boom, put that in the pot. Now guys, when you put this in there, I mean, it's gonna be coming straight out of the freezer, which, you know, mine's been sitting out for a while because it's been frozen solid, but still it's really cold. But it's definitely gonna bring the temperature of your boil down, so you want the temperature to rise again. So you want to make sure that you put that in there and then get your top back on there. Now today I'm just doing strictly seafood. I'm not doing any potatoes, any corn. I'm not even going to be doing any shrimp. I really just want some crab and I want some lobster tails. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that simmer and boil, and whenever that gets done, we're going to pull that out and let you see what it looks like. And you know, guys, when this stuff is done, you don't have to take any extra seasoning and dump it on top of it. All you have to do is take it out, put it on the tray, and it's ready to go. But yeah, guys, while that's boiling, I just wanted to come outside and give you another weekly shot of my chili pecan plant. You just take them, germinate them, put them in the ground, and they're perennial plants, man. They give you peppers all season. This thing is humongous, dude. Like, man, talk about some work. But really, man, these plants just require little attention, and they give you max results, man. Just look how far that plant is. It's like draping over. But yeah, guys, here goes a side shot of it. Oh man, it's a beautiful plant. You can take them and you can use them fresh inside of the crab boil. You can use them fresh in any kind of salads. You can use them in whatever you want. But just keep in mind, you know, peppers help you sweat. Peppers clean you out, and they also speed the metabolism. So if you want to get yourself pumping in the morning, come outside, grab a few of these and eat them. Oh man. Also, guys, you can add parsley. It's something that I love to use in pretty much everything that I marinate and season with. And it just helps to just add to that great flavor. Oh my God, dude, that smells amazing. It doesn't even smell like seafood. Like, guys, you got to try this. Seriously, like, a lot of people don't like eating healthy because it tastes bad. Man, you'll have no problem scarfing this down if you gag or have gag reflexes whenever you smell or taste seafood. This stuff is amazing. Come on now, my family's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. When I cook this stuff, I'm telling you, everybody's loud. They be talking and screaming, slapping dominoes on the table, having fun. But man, when they come down to eating, all you hear is people sucking their fingers, sucking this crab. Just sometimes I even see them eating the shell. No, I'm just playing, guys. But seriously, this stuff tastes amazing. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this tastes. You just gotta taste it for yourself. So you got the flavor of chicken, sausage, jalapenos, serranos, onions, garlic, butter, and bacon grease that infuse to bring you one amazing flavor. Now, if you want to, you can use this. I'm gonna be using this today in place for a special seasoning that my grandfather makes with chili pecans and a few other dry ingredients. This is the only thing that's kind of close to it. It really doesn't cut it because it'll really give it a stronger kick. And guys, when I say kick, I do mean spicy, but I do not mean spicy that lasts. When you have a kick, it's the first thing that you taste off the jump. Like I'm telling you, like the way this is you're gonna bite into it and you're gonna be like, oh my God, man, it tastes great and it's spicy, but the spicy won't last. You know, it'll have just enough kick, but an excellent amount of flavor. So we're gonna put some of this up in here. Take a little bit. Now I'm left-handed, y'all, so that's why I'm doing everything on the opposite side if it comes out like that. A little bit of that up in there. Now what you really want is the water to cover the crab, so I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And make sure that's hot water, y'all, because you don't want to add no cold water at this point. Now keep in mind, y'all, adding this water may kind of thin out the taste, but it's all right, though. Everything that's already been used, all you have to do is kind of reiterate it. Not anything that has to do with the chicken or the sausage, but, you know, if the flavor kind of dissipates from this, which I mean, it won't, but I mean, if you have a light hand with seasoning, it probably will. But if you got a heavy hand with seasoning or a moderate to heavy hand with seasoning like I do, it won't affect it. And then keep in mind, guys, as you boil this, if you leave the chicken and the sausage in the pot and all the garlic and the onions and the jalapenos and the serranos, man, it'll just get even stronger and stronger every time you cook it. So you can boil all this stuff, put it in a pot, put it in the oven, put the oven on warm, and then allow the oven to keep everything, you know, slightly warm. And then, you know, as this stuff boils, as you get ready for another batch to put in there, man, it's just going to get even better. Yeah, get that. Look at that lobster. The shell is really dark. That's how it is whenever it's raw. Look at that when it's cooked. It turns a pretty bright orange color. And just, guys, just keep in mind, this does not smell like lobster. This smells like heaven. Like, I would eat this. You know, if I walk into as much as I love seafood, if I walk into a seafood shop, dude, I'm going to be grossed out by the smell of all this raw stuff. And really, if you don't know how to cook it and you try to go and cook it yourself without any kind of proper instruction or illustration, you're really not going to get a good experience from it. So, you know, as long as you take these raw ingredients and you put them in there, I'm telling you, it's gonna taste amazing. Put that top back on there and let that boil, y'all. But tomorrow, please stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do a big pot. All right, guys, this is the pot I'll be using tomorrow. And just note, I'm gonna be doing everything on a larger scale in this pot. And all the ingredients that you see here, it's not gonna change at all. It'll be the same. It'll remain the same. Oh my God, it smells great. Oh my God, it smells great. You can use this, you know, as a really quick method to do a boil, you know, regardless of the, you know, the amount of time you have. If you don't have a lot of time, or, you know, if you love to do boils and, you know, you hate the process and, you know, it's going to take so long, you know, here's a few quick pointers. You know, a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, some black pepper, some parsley, some butter, some chicken and sausage. I mean, heck, you know, just throw all that in the pot, you know, and just let it simmer. I mean, the way I do it, and really makes the flavor intense, and it maximizes the amount of flavor. But, you know, if you put it all in the pot at once and you let it boil for 45 minutes and let it sit for 15 minutes, it's gonna taste really good. But, you know, this is kind of like a fermentation method of, you know, all the different meats mixing their flavors together along with the raw ingredients that I put in there. Like, if you've ever eaten gourmet food, when you go to bite into it, you taste everything that's in it. You know, if they put onions, tomatoes, lettuce, pickles on a bun, you know, with some Kobe beef, you know, when you bite into that, you're going to taste the bun, you're going to taste the meat, you're going to taste everything that's on there, you know, in a separate occasion. And basically, this is what this does. Like, you're going to get a bang of every single thing that is in this pot as soon as you bite into this. And you got to understand, you know, with shellfish, with crab and lobster and shrimp, they suck up juices. So it's going to taste exactly like that. So if there's any, you know, other peppers that you may be interested in using or anything, I mean, really just try it. But I mean, this right here will get you that ultimate flavor. So we're gonna let that cook, y'all, and I'm gonna show you what the finished product looks like. All right, guys, if you anything like me, you're gonna use a tray. I don't play around, I get down. All right, y'all, so we're gonna check that out. It's been about 45 minutes. Everything. Oh, beautiful. Nice, beautiful color. Look at that, guys. You see a chicken bone, but no chicken. That's what I mean. All that stuff falls off the bone, and it's at the bottom of the pot. That's prime time, man. Just imagine all these flavors compacted into one. I mean, you got to understand, look at that. That's a big cluster. All that juice being sucked into all those talons and those claws when you bite into it, you're going to have juice everywhere. All right, so we're going to let that sit for about 15 minutes. Turn it off, y'all. Put that top back on there. Keep everything set up in there. I'm going to let y'all see what it looks like when it's been sitting for about 15 minutes and all the juices just sit on the top. All right, y'all. It's been about 15 minutes. And here goes the finished product. Now, as you can see, all the oils and the fats and the juices from all the different meats kind of just set at the top. You see that? Man, that's all your flavor. It's being sucked into your crab. So we're going to take some of that crab out of there and the lobster and show you what it looks like. Another one of these. Oh, nope. Gotta put that meat back. Sorry. Can't get none of that. Not today. So we'll grab that lobster tail up out of there. Oh my God. That smells amazing, guys. It's like, look at that. Perfect. You don't need to do anything else to it. All you gotta do is bite into it. Smells amazing, guys. Guys, if any of you cook or you know what these herbs smell like in their pure form, you gotta only imagine what this smells like. Doesn't even smell like seafood. All right, guys, so this is the finished product. Like, look at that. Ooh, it's hot. But Jesus. Look at that. Juice is dripping all out from that. And that's everything that you see at the top of that pot. That is amazing. And it smells like heaven. Look at that. Perfect piece of meat. Pull that out perfectly. No other meat stuck in the shell. Comes out in one big piece. Oh my God, this tastes. And it looks amazing. Let me get a taste. Oh my God. Amazing. I want to slap somebody right now. Guys, if you love what you see, please put some comments down. Give a thumbs up on the channel, on the video. It helps me more than you can imagine. If you want to see any more of this amazing content, please let me know. Y'all have a great day.